Welcome to day 2 in Budapest. Good morning guys, it's our second day here in Budapest. We had a rough start to the morning for Rosh. How are you feeling?
I'm in mourning.
We're trying to get some Taylor Swift tickets. It didn't work. Well, actually we got through and our access code wouldn't work, which is pretty frustrating. So she's having her moment this morning.
So unfair.
Guys, we got through twice.
Seriously?
And still, it didn't work both times.
I was up before 6 a.m. in line in the queue. We registered to get the code and everything, and I think it just must be because it's like an international phone number. I don't know, but it's so disappointing. I'm like the biggest Taylor Swift fan ever. She's literally all I listen to. Stacey can vouch for that.
I'm not that big a fan, so I'm just staying out of it.
On the positive side though, Stacey has promised me that if I don't get tickets, Stacey will perform the Eras tour for the full 3.5 hours. She said costume changes were included, so I guess that's something to look forward to.
For you.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're setting off for another day here exploring Budapest. We're very excited. We're on our way to the supermarket to pick up something from the bakery for breakfast, because that seems to be our go-to nowadays when we don't have a fridge. Hopefully we'll get something good.
Guys, we've picked up some pastries, eaten them en route.
Now I've got rage.
Stacey's disappointed because she got a donut and she hates it when donuts have like cream or stuffing inside. So she thought she was safe with a ring donut, but nope, they got her. So she's a little bit sad. On a scale of missing out on Taylor Swift tickets to like being happy, what are you right now?
I'm worse than you.
Yeah, wow. We're en route to Liberty Square, which is actually the park that we found our way to yesterday. We're coming back today though, because now that we've read a bit about it, we wanted to come back and actually appreciate it, knowing the history.
Okay guys, we've made it to Liberty Square. Very beautiful grass areas, number of monuments. There is one monument here that is quite controversial though, which you can kind of see a bit behind me. Now that monument was set up only in 2014 actually, so not that long ago, and it's meant to represent, it's labelled now as for the victims of World War II. And it's actually quite controversial here in Hungary because it was erected kind of out of the blue without consulting anyone, and people here believe that it's set up falsely, kind of not taking any blame for Hungary's role. Now, it's I think widely believed or known that Hungary assisted Germany or were an ally of Germany, Nazi Germany, and a lot of people protest the statue because they believe it's the Hungarian government saying this is how we were taken over by Germany and we couldn't do anything about it, and not taking any blame essentially. So there is across the road some kind of pictures and notes and letters all set up, which is a protest to that statue. So it's quite a controversial statue here. It's interesting to read kind of the description across the road that's been left from the protesters of the statue and kind of their thoughts and what they believe it represents versus what should be happening. But yeah, it's an interesting one to read about. As you would have also seen if you watched our vlog from yesterday where we went to the shoes on the Danube Banks Memorial. Apparently that was also a big deal when it was erected in 2005, I think it was. Because again, it's kind of well known here that there's been a lack of, I guess, taking responsibility for the role Hungary played in being an ally to Nazi Germany. So erecting that memorial was also another big step towards kind of at least acknowledging what happened here in Hungary. And one of the other big monuments here in Liberty Square is this big one behind me, which is one of the last remaining Soviet memorials in the city. So it's quite a big one. But yeah, like I said, a number of different memorial statues here in Liberty Square, as well as some beautiful places to sit, some lovely grass. It is one of the big squares here in Budapest.
Alright guys, we have walked to St. Stephen's Basilica, which is the largest religious building in all of Hungary. As you can see, it's pretty big.
Pretty.
That's my line.
It's pretty.
Not only is this building big, this space in front of it is so wide open. Pretty cool. Stace tells me that you are able to walk to the top of St. Stephen's Basilica. It is almost 400 steps, did you say?
I think.
So we might get a walk in.
Let's go for it. Let's walk off my stupid cream-filled donut.
Guys, we're gonna race. I'm gonna go up the stairs. Stacey's gonna take the lift. Put in the comments right now who's gonna win. And remember, I was a ball kid, so I'm pretty fast. My quads. It's harder than I thought. I'm struggling. I made it. I don't see Stace. False alarm. I'm not there yet. I'm feeling confident now. No! No joke, I was about 10 seconds behind Stace. Yes guys, we made it. Stay slightly quicker than me. Cheater! What do you think of the views? Is it worth the approximately $12 each Australian it
Very
cost?
confusing because the blog I read said it would be 600 Hungarian. What's the currency?
Currency?
Starts with F, which is just nowhere near what it costs. So I was very confused. We paid 3,200 each to come up, which, like Rosh said, about 12 Australian dollars, we think, which isn't too bad, but you do have to pay separately if you want to go inside the actual church itself. So 2 separate things you can buy package, but we've just come up to the tower and it's beautiful.
We can see just about everything from this lookout. Right there, I think on the camera, is the Parliament building that we saw yesterday. Over in this general direction is the river. I don't know if I'm pointing to it or not. And then in the distance, Fisherman's Bastion, where we are going tomorrow. Okay guys, we've come down from Stephen's Basilica now and we're making our way to the Jewish district in Budapest. And I'm relapsing into my sadness because I need these Taylor Swift tickets, guys.
We are sitting outside Downey Street Synagogue, which is actually the largest Jewish place of worship in Europe, which is crazy. And I believe it's also the second largest in the world, at least as per the time thing was written that I read. So it's pretty crazy. It costs 9,000 Hungarian. Still haven't looked up the currency. It's quite pricey. I think at St. Stephen's Basilica we paid 3,200 each, so it would be 9,000 each, which is a lot. So we probably won't go in, but it is very beautiful from the outside. I believe it is set up to seat about 3,000 people, which is a lot. It's very crazy, but it's very popular place to come visit. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of free guided tours that come with your ticket, so probably worth checking out if you are in the area.
Alright, we are now leaving the synagogue. As Stacey said, tickets are kind of pricey, so we didn't go in, but it is worth going to even just to look from the outside. The next place that we're going to is pretty cool. Stacey's organised this, but I hear it's a pretty cool place. I'm pretty excited to go there.
We don't know a lot about it, but we're going.
Lucky! Okay guys, last time I left you on a bit of a cliffhanger, with a cliffhanger of excitement. The place we were going to go wasn't open yet, so we'll go there later. But for now, we're going to go to a museum that's called the House of Terror, and I believe it's a site where a lot of people were tortured and killed in World War II. We'll let you know a bit more in a little bit. Alright guys, the House of Terror is right behind me. As you can see, the roof is kind of extended so that the sun shines through and you can see the word terror. Okay guys, we just got finished up at the House of Terror. It was interesting. It was an interesting experience. So it cost us 4,000 Hungarian insert currency. Whereas in Germany, when we went to the topography of terror and all the memorials, museum type things there, they were free to enter, because I suppose it's because Germany can't or doesn't want to profit off these kind of museums. I kind of thought Hungary would be the same. I'm not like complaining because we had to pay, I just thought it was interesting. It was also different to any other kind of museum related to World War II that we've been to, because it felt quite, I said to Stacey, it felt a little bit theatrical in the sense that there was like music, lighting, costumes. Not necessarily in a bad way, but I thought that was interesting. Now, I was pretty bad at explaining what it was before the museum. Now I got a bit more information. It's basically the location where in World War II it was like home to a Nazi base, the Arrow Cross, Hardy, where a lot of people were tortured and killed. After World War II, the Soviets took over and it continued to be a place where people were tortured and killed. So it really is a house of terror. What did you think of it, Stacey?
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I think it was cool that you did have the option to pay an extra 2,000 for the audio guides, which we opted not to do, but there were like laminated cards in pretty much every single room which would explain kind of the progression of events and things like that. So if you don't want to pay for an audio guide, there was still a way for you to kind of get up to speed with what was happening and get some information.
So yeah, it was definitely very informative. I'd say it's worth going to if you want to understand and be educated on the history a bit better. Stacey and I, neither of us are historians, so we definitely learnt a lot. And if you've got an extra hour or two in Budapest, maybe give it a go. But now we are going to the place that I hyped up earlier today, and it was closed. Now we're going, guys. I'm excited. Guys, on the way to the destination that is a surprise, we have found a little like food truck alley. So we picked up some dinner because we thought where we're going, the food's probably going to be expensive. We've got some traditional Mexican Budapest food, some nachos, and some chicken quesadillas. Let's do this. Guys, we have come to Szimpla Kert Ruin Bar right here in the Jewish district of Budapest. I'm sitting on what seem to be like old kind of school chairs. Pretty cool. There's a lot of random stuff in here. I love the mood lighting. What do you think of it so far, Stace?
Definitely very like artsy vibes. Like we're on the second level up now. It's a very cool place.
So Stace found this bar online and they mentioned it as the most famous ruin bar here in Budapest. It's apparently not only really, really lively during the night, but it's a must-do place during the day as well. I think it's because of the artsy vibes that you come and see. And apparently cheap drinks, yet to find the cheap drink. But it's my understanding that these ruin type bars are kind of a must-do thing here in Budapest. Before we came and I was talking to my friends who'd been to Budapest before, they were always saying like, you gotta go to a ruin bar. I had no idea what it was. But here we are, and yes, you have to go to a ruin bar.
Very cool bar.
They're very cool. It feels like it's what Melbourne tries to be. Do you think that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like hipster to the max. And just like that, we have finished another day here in Budapest. Thanks so much for watching. If you have made it this far, if you're not already, do click that subscribe button because we're doing this every day, or trying to, for the next 11 months and 1 week. A full year of travel is the plan. We've got a few more days in Budapest, so tomorrow we'll see you back in Budapest. We will see you tomorrow. Bye.